In a moment with the kickoff, it's high school football coming up on AM 800 KXIC. We followed the Butler family on our way into Dalzell Field tonight. Of course, Zach Butler getting the start on the offensive line of Iowa City High. Speaking of offensive lines, Dubuque Wahlert seems to be sporting themselves some hefty young people up front. Dave Oberhofer is 6'3", 213 pounds. PJ Carney is 205 pounds. That's to one side of the center. On the other side of the center, Luke Scheissel, 6'1", 262, and Trent Clement, 6'3", 207. Wahlert, they can put some big people up front.
It's not hard to see why Clemens can get in behind there and follow some of those people. That's some big beef. I mean, you can bet he gets in behind them and expects them to get a big push off the line.
The City High defense will be out there first, and I know that may make the defensive coordinator Dan Sabers happy. Get out there and knock Wahlert around in the first quarter right off the bat. City High head coach Larry Brown and Dubuque Wahlert under the guidance of Coach Mike Cooper. Well, I talked with Coach Cooper earlier this week. He's very confident. He feels happy that they have City High on their home turf, and he's got his Eagles pumped up for this football game. City High will kick off. Dubuque Wahlert will receive, and back deep to receive is Mike O'Connor, a senior for this Dubuque Wahlert team. On the other side of him, number 34, Jacob Burke, another senior, deep to receive for Dubuque Wahlert. And we are set to get this one underway. City High will disperse. Set to kick off for the Little Hawks, number 14, Scott Gordon. And the Wahlert cheerleaders are out there in force, and the student section is on their feet. Fresh 12 up on the scoreboard, and we are set to kick this one off. A divisional title will be decided here tonight. It is taken, bounced at about the 20-yard line, taken by one of the up men, and up near the 30-yard line scoots Andy Hartman before he is dropped. In on the stop for Iowa City, City High, Jesse Holland. And here comes that Little Hawk defense. They are fired up out there getting things going. Scott Gordon.
Dalzell Field, like a lot of fields that share a lot of teams during the season, between the 40s and in those hashes, a lot of dirt and not much grass.
We've talked about the City High defensive ends. The down three, Alonzo Cunningham, 275 pounds. Joey Miles at the nose tackle, 210. Dan Newmeyer at the other D tackle, 210 pounds. And the give right up the gut immediately, and there's Joey Miles. Absolutely nothing there. Scott Gordon also in on the stop. And that is absolutely no gain for the fullback, Troy Clement. Well, they go to their bread and butter right off the bat, lad, and City High shuts it down.
Nothing real fancy. They just take the motion man and try to get the defense moving away from it, but everybody stays at home, gets right in their lanes, and no blocking backs in front of Clemens that time.
Second down and 10 right now. Wide receiver to the far side, one to the near. A split backfield for Dubuque Wahlert, tight end to the near side. They'll try the counter in the backfield. Here's Jacob Burke. Burke will bust up for a gain of 4, maybe 5. In on the stop for the City High Little Hawks, number 31, John Lee, coming up and making the stop from a D-back position. The linebackers for Iowa City High School, Scott Gordon and Mark Seaton. And Mark Seaton, the leader of this defense, he'll take the signals in from the sidelines. Third down and 3, we'll call it. The football at the Wahlert 36-yard line. Getting up underneath center, Matt Seamer, the junior quarterback of Wahlert, split backfield, and again, he'll hand it off right off tackle to that far side. Absolutely nothing there. This City High defense is fired up, and Wahlert on their first possession, they will have to punt it away. The football rests right in the middle of the football field.
Well, again, nothing very fancy there, and that time City High just stayed at home and got the best penetration.
Coach Mike Cooper wanting to play power football on the Eagles' first possession. Khalil Hill deep to receive, very dangerous, and a nice punt by Wahlert. They'll kick it as far away from Khalil Hill as they possibly can. He'll take it on one hop, however, but there's absolutely nothing there. He gets a couple of yards, but that's a nice open field tackle by Andy Hartman, a senior, one of the first ones down there for the Eagles.
More and more teams we see are punting the ball away from Khalil Hill. They don't want anything to do with him, and that time he got a good bounce and very lucky to get the coverage because he fielded the ball on what was a pretty good bounce and had some room in front of him.
10:15 remaining here in the first quarter. No score. 1st and 10. City High, their first possession. The football at their own 30-yard line. I formation in the backfield. Wide receiver to the near side. One to the far. Tight end to the far side. Mitch Price underneath center. And he will give it to the second man through the hole, breaking his way up. And that'll be a pickup of 4, maybe 5 on the play. And it will be 2nd down and 5. Jesse Holland getting the carry there for the City High Little Hawks.
Both teams coming out and doing what they try to do best is establish that line of scrimmage and play power football, and Jess Holland gets a good 5 to start with.
We'll get you the front line of City High. The tackles, Alonzo Cunningham and Zach Butler. The guards, John Shields and Dan Newmeyer. Joe Yonker, the center for this City High football team. Holland and Haig in the backfield in an I formation. Price will give it to Jesse Holland. Holland's going to break his way up. That's going to be a first down to the City High 45-yard line. In on the stop for Dubuque Wahlert, number 61, Andy Klusner having to come up. He's a junior. And this Dubuque Wahlert defense giving up some yards here, I would imagine, that they're not accustomed to. 6 yards in a cloud of dust.
Anytime you can establish those things in between your guards and your tackles and go right up the middle, it really makes things easier for you as the game goes on.
They go a 4-3 front, Dubuque Wahlert does, and they've got some big people on that down lineman. Russ Smith, a large individual, that's 240 pounds right there, I believe. And back again, deep in the backfield, Jesse Holland will get the handoff. Holland will break his way up for a pickup of 2, maybe 3, and that's about it. Russ Smith goes at about 215 pounds, and he's a big young man, 6'1", so you got to figure at 215, 6'1", that's like a bowling ball out there.
Wallet's really crowned the line of scrimmage. They got those linebackers up in there and almost a 9-man front, and if one of the backs can pop that line and get initial by them initially, he's got a lot of room to run.
8:40 remaining here in quarter number 1. Just a great Iowa fall night for high school football. 2nd down and 8. The football at the City High 46. Out to Khalil Hill. They'll have to give him plenty of room. He does cross midfield. It'll be 3rd down and 4. The football at the Wahlert 49-yard line. And they give him plenty of room out there, lad. I believe the corner on that side is Andy Hartman. And he was off Khalil Hill, I'd say a good 7-8 yards.
If it gives them that much room, you can bet that they're going to come back to it time to time to the wide side and hope that Khalil can skirt one of those tacklers.
3rd down and 4. The football is at the Wahlert 49-yard line. The defensive ends for Wahlert, Dave Oberhofer and Eric Deidish. The linebackers, Tim Callahan, Trent Clement, and P.J. Carney. And they'll deep pitch it to Jesse Holland, and Holland may have lost yardage on that carry. Lots of people getting in there for Dubuque Wahlert, and that may have been just a linebacker blitz, but there was a lot of golden helmets around Jesse Holland, including Trent Clement from a linebacker position. He's just a junior for Coach Mike Cooper.
Tried to pitch to the wide side of the field, and that side of the line got great penetration. Dave Oberhofer on that side was the first man, and he got good penetration. Holland never could get straightened up.
That brings up a 4th down and 4. The football rests at midfield, and Khalil Hill will punt this one away. Back deep is Mike O'Connor for Dubuque Wahlert. And the punt by Khalil Hill, very high, down to about the 20, and they will let this one bounce. It takes a City High bounce down to about the 18-yard line, and it will be 1st and 10, Dubuque Wahlert from the 18. The football down by Michael Gavin for the City High Little Hawks. Well, both teams on their first possession, lad, City High at least gets a first down, but they have to punt it away.
Well, both teams' defensive lines doing a great job, and it's up to the offensive now, both Wahlert and City High, to establish something and get something going.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. 7:04 remaining here in the first quarter. No score. And coming up underneath center for the Eagles' second possession is their junior quarterback Matt Seamer. Seamer goes down. Joey Miles threw there like he was shot out of a cannon. I don't think the center, Steve Lowen, for Dubuque Wahlert, got a hand on him. Did you see how quick Joey Miles got through there?
A lot of people up there that time. Again, City High doing the same thing. They're crowding the line of scrimmage with a lot of people and taking gaps, and nobody touched him.
I thought Matt Seamer was going to hand it off to Joey Miles.
He
almost did. He almost did. 2nd down and 13. The football at the Wahlert 16-yard line. Split formation in the backfield. A 2 tight end set now for the Eagles. City High will bring 5 up to the line of scrimmage. The give to the big fullback, and he'll get up to about the 20, and that is it. And that will be 3rd down and 9, we'll call it, for Dubuque Wahlert.
Well, a lot of the same type of defense we saw against West. They've got a lot of people up. They've got those linebackers standing up on the line in gaps, and they're just shooting, hoping they get to the quarterback into the back carrying the ball before they get to the line of scrimmage, and so far been very successful.
3rd down and 9, the football at the Wahlert 20-yard line. They'll stick with a 2 tight end set, split formation in the backfield. Seamer back to pass. They're going to run the option, and he's going to run out of room. They ran the option to the short side of the field. Seamer on the keeper, and in on the stop for Iowa City High, Justin Coyer. And you're just not going to beat Justin Coyer to the corner.
No, you aren't, especially on that short side of the field. The option was covered very well, and it shows what kind of faith that you have in your passing game when it's 3rd and long and you run the option to the short side.
Justin Coyer, a sophomore on the City High football team, so Dubuque Wahlert will have to punt it away again, this time from their own 11. Khalil Hill is deep. Nice punt, and this one will be fielded by Khalil at the 40. The return's on. What a block! Oh, my heavens, what a block by Scott Gordon. And a Dubuque Wahlert Eagle was knocked into next week. Nate Jenkins, I believe, took the shot from Scott Gordon on the lead block for Khalil Hill. Hill gets it up to the Wahlert 47-yard line, and I've got a headache.
Those are the kind of you dream about. He's chasing Khalil Hill, paying no attention to what's coming behind him. You peel back and you get that good shot.
5:39 remaining, 1st and 10, the football at the Wahlert 48-yard line. Good field possession here for City High. Flags on the play. They'll blow this one dead before it even gets started. At the Wahlert 48-yard line, and encroachment on the defense. So it will be 1st and 5. And if you're Coach Mike Cooper, lad, you don't want penalties. Those are mistakes you cannot afford against the number 1 ranked team in Class 4A.
When you're playing a team like City High that won't make mistakes that beat themselves, you can't make the same silly mistakes like just lining up in the neutral zone.
Coach's Corner coming up on Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. on KXIC, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about this Saturday's game, Iowa and Ohio State, later on. It's going to be the reverse. Khalil Hill fumbles the football back at midfield. He picks it up. He shakes a tackle. He's at the 40. He is at the 30. He's driven out of bounds. Khalil Hill drops the football, picks it up, shakes a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and then it is up to the safety, Mike O'Connor, to get him out of bounds, but that is 1st down City High at the Dubuque Wahlert 29-yard line.
Oh, and they had it set up so nice, and I think Khalil Hill was probably doing the one thing. He had one man out there in the corner that he was going to have to beat, and I think he probably just took his eyes off to find out where he was, but still gets a nice gain.
Good play call by the City High coaching staff. I formation in the backfield, tight end to the far side, 2 wide receivers, 1 to the near, 1 to the far, and the give will be up the middle, and there's really not too much there for Nathan Haig, the junior playing fullback here tonight. I got the positions mixed up. I misheard Coach Larry Brown earlier this morning. I thought Jesse was going to be at fullback. Haig would be in front of him, but they've switched it up on me.
Yeah, they switch him around a lot, and Howland will play both those spots before the night's over.
2nd down and 10, clock running, 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. The football at the 29-yard line of Dubuque Wahlert. I formation in the backfield. Twins now for Iowa City. City High to the far side. Back to pass. Mitch Price, his first pass of the night. Wide open Khalil Hill. Hill at the 10. He'll spin down to the 9. 1st and goal to go, I believe, for the City High Little Hawks.
Well, City High's got the 2 receivers out on that side, and that up man on the corner's got to make a decision. Khalil Hill's the one that stops and button hooks, and he was wide open. Price doing a good job of getting him the ball.
And the far wide receiver just doing the fly pattern into the end zone, and you have to pay attention to him, and that leaves Khalil open underneath. 1st and goal to go, the football at the 10-yard line. Mark Allen, Ladd Heath, Bill Williamson from Dalzell Field in Dubuque. No score. 4.5 minutes remaining here in quarter number 1. I formation in the backfield. Price back to pass. He's got time. Price going into the end zone. There's Khalil. Khalil had to come up for the football, and he is out of bounds at about the 1, and Khalil is down. Khalil Hill is down, and putting the hit on Hill, Nick Schissel, a senior D-back, 140 pounds, and Khalil is out. Mike O'Connor also in on the stop for Dubuque Wahlert, and that's not good, lad. Khalil Hill for Iowa City High. He's caught or scored 13 touchdowns for the Little Hawks.
Well, he made a nice play. Don't know exactly what happened, but obviously it's not too serious.
May have just had the wind knocked out of him. 2nd and goal to go for City High. 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, and City High will call the play. Splitting out to the far side is number 15, Tony Burrier, for Iowa City High. I formation in the backfield, tight end to the near side, and the give. Jesse Holland up and over, touchdown City High. The Little Hawks score first with 3:55 remaining in quarter number one. Nice little up and over and in, and it's a 6-0 City High lead.
Well, that one done a couple little ways. The reverse to Hill and a couple passes to Hill, and that time instead of going to that ground game, they feature that air game, which is so successful.
On to kick the extra point for the Little Hawks, Scott Gordon. 3:55 remaining here in quarter number one. The snap, it's down, it is up, and it's in. Jesse Holland scores from 2 yards out. 7-0, that's the score. We will return in a moment on AM 800 KXIC. Alzell Field in Dubuque. Mark Allen, Ladd Heath, and Bill Williamson. Jacob Burke is deep to receive, and this one will come up to about the 15-yard line, fielded by Jacob Burke. Burke is going to bring it right up the gut. He'll get to about the 27, and that is it. 1st and 10 for Dubuque Wahlert. They trail 7-0, 3:49 remaining here in the first quarter. Mitch Price throwing the ball twice in that touchdown drive for City High. Statman extraordinaire Bill Williamson, he was 2 for 2.
He was 3 for 3, Mark.
3 for 3? Well,
3 for 3
I was
for
never good with
32
math.
yards. All 3 completions coming to Khalil Hill on that drive.
3 for 3 for 32 yards. Not a bad start for the senior quarterback for Iowa City High. Matt Seamer, the junior quarterback for Dubuque Wahlert, he'll get up and set the play. A split formation in the backfield, wide receiver to the near, one to the far, and it's going to be a quarterback keep. Matt Seamer is going to bring it right up the middle. That's a nice gain for the junior. He'll bring it up for a pickup of 4, maybe 5 yards.
Trying to slow the rush there a little bit that time, just a quarterback draw. He took one step, trying to get the rush to go by and get upfield, and really that's been their most successful play. The Dubuque line has got to somehow figure out a blocking scheme to take away the City High stunts.
Do you want your quarterback into the likes? Do that consistently. Dubuque is simply batted down. A 3rd down and 6, and with 3 minutes and 12 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, this Wahlert offense, gentlemen, is stagnant.
It really is, and a great credit to the City High defense, which we've seen swarm all year long, but it's going to be a long, long night if they can't be successful in the passing game.
Big 3rd down coming up for the Eagles. They have the ball at their own 33-yard line. Now they'll send a man in motion out of the backfield to the near side. The give to the big fullback, and he's going to break loose up to midfield, still on his feet, and into City High territory. Troy Clement with a big run. 17, that's a 23-yard run for that fullback, Troy Clement, one of the best running backs in the conference this season.
Well, they're planned right there, and I think you'll see it more and more. Get a lot of people on the outside, spread the City High defense out, and try to get Clement one-on-one with some linebackers.
For the first time tonight, Dubuque Wahlert in City High territory. 1st and 10, the football at the Little Hawk 45-yard line. One man in the backfield. They'll give it to Troy Clement again, and he'll find a seam. Troy Clement down to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10, City High. 2 carries of the football. Troy Clement like that, he's got 40 yards.
Very much the same play, and again, it's nothing fancy. They line up in split backs with Clements to the right side, and it's just a straight give.
I think he's running right behind Luke Scheissel, the 6'1", 262-pound tackle, and he's got a guard that weighs 207 on that side. So there's some beef up there. 2:35 remaining here in the first quarter. 7-0. City High with the lead, but Wahlert is driving. Clement that time stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Alonzo Cunningham in on the stop for City High, and it will be 2nd down and 8, we'll call it. The football at the 25-yard line. Alonzo Cunningham, 6'2", 275 pounds.
Well, they don't give you a lot of different looks, and they let you know exactly what's coming. Clemens is going to get the ball.
They'll split 2 wide receivers out to the near side, 1 to the far. So a spread formation by Dubuque Wahlert. First time we've seen this formation tonight. Seamer back to pass. He's chased out of the pocket, and he is out of bounds. Joey Miles, the nose tackle, making the stop. And Seamer may have just gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Nope, they're going to say he picked up 2 yards. It'll be 3rd down and about 5, we'll call it, 3rd down and 5. You have a nose tackle in Joey Miles running all the way across field and driving the quarterback out of bounds.
Well, in the tradition of the City High nose guards, he's quick and he can really get after things.
A tremendous athlete. Wahlert will send 2 wide receivers out to the far, 1 to the near. 2 men in the backfield. Seamer underneath center. Now we'll have some motion from 1 in the backfield. And the give very quickly will be to Troy Clement. Clement has a seam. Touchdown, Dubuque Wahlert. Troy Clement found a seam in that defensive City High. Broke by the linebackers, and there was no one there.
Little different look that time, and they gave it, and he cut it back to the right side. Designed maybe to go off the left, but Clemens runs straight up and really reads his blocking in the open field well.
Troy Clement on that possession. 3 carries, and we've got 6 carries. 2, 4, 6. 6 carries for 70 yards so far tonight for the senior fullback Troy Clement for this Dubuque Wahlert team. 1:48 remaining in quarter number 1, and the extra point is up, and it is good. Kicking the extra point, Scott Miller, and just like that, we have a 7-7 football game. City High will receive the ensuing kickoff. We may have ourselves a barn burner. That stagnant offense of Dubuque Wahlert. That alarm clock went off in a hurry.
Just when you thought things were at the bleakest for Wahlert, they break a couple, and you knew Clemens was going to get the ball and keep getting the ball, and they found a way to get through that City High defense.
Well, we were going to take a timeout, but let's keep it right here. I believe Tim Pitts, actually, number 21, a senior, kicking the extra point for Dubuque Wahlert. We want to give credit where credit is due. Tim Pitts doing the kicking for Dubuque Wahlert. Well, back deep to receive for City High, Jesse Holland. And set to kick off, Tim Pitts for Dubuque Wahlert. 1:48 remaining here in the first quarter. We have a 7-7 football game. Troy Clement, the offense so far for Dubuque Wahlert. 6 carries for 70 yards so far in this football game unofficially. And Pitts will squib that one. It will dribble down to Jesse Holland. Holland is going to take it to the far side. Holland will bring it back up the field. Holland's going to reverse his direction. Holland's to the 30. Holland coming upfield. Holland's just going to lower his head up to the 40-yard line, and Jesse Holland just lowered his head. Andy Hartman took the brunt of it, and he needed some help. Steve Lowen and Jimmy Watt showed up on the scene to help corral Jesse Holland out of bounds, and they'll bring it all the way back to about the 30-yard line, and that's where it will be first down for the City High Little Hawks.
Anytime you get Jesse Holland out on the sideline like that with a head of steam, you better get 3 or 4 guys, because not just one is going to bring him down.
He just has strong, powerful legs. Alonzo Cunningham coming out now to lead that offensive line of City High. Alonzo Cunningham, 275. How many stops did they have to make to feed him on the way up here? They'll pitch it back to Jesse Holland. Holland's going to drive for about 2, maybe 3. A flag on the play on the far sideline. That stops the clock with 1 minute 32 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And it will be false start on the City High offense, so it will be 15 yards now for the City High Little Hawks, or they may just decline the penalty and make it 2nd and 10.
I think I'd decline the penalty because he only gained 1 or 2 yards.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Holland picking up, maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9, we'll call it, for this City High football team. We are tied at 7. The City High sophomore team winning here tonight, earlier on. Here comes the City High offense. 2 wide receivers splitting out to the near side. Derek Henning along with Khalil Hill. And it will be that reverse again to Khalil Hill. He's going to the wide side of the field. He'll turn it up. Khalil Hill has some speed up close to midfield. First down, City High. When you see that reverse with Khalil Hill, you had best hope your defensive ends and your cornerbacks have stayed their ground.
Well, they had some people out there, and I think the big play was they got some penetration and made Khalil Hill go wide. He still gets out to the sideline and gets some good yardage, but he had to take a little detour to get there, and that slowed the play up enough so they could get some help over there.
Pickup of about 14 yards, 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line for the City High Little Hawks. Still in City High territory, I formation in the backfield. Hill split out to the far side. They'll give it right up the middle. Absolutely nothing there. And City High will lose 3 or 4 yards on that play.
But they're getting good penetration. The ends of Dubuque Wahlert really crashing down hard and getting good penetration at the snap of the ball.
The linebackers also finding their way into that backfield land, and there's a 4-3 defense out there for Wahlert. Callahan, Clement, and Carney, those are your linebackers. And P.J. Carney, a senior out there, I believe the defensive captain, he gets the signals from the sidelines. I formation in the backfield. 2 wide receivers will go out to the far side. Tight end to the far side. Price back to pass. Over the middle it goes. And the catch is made by Khalil Hill into Wahlert territory down to about the 39-yard line.
Nothing real fancy there. They put him out and just bring him in on a little short stop pattern. And again, giving Khalil Hill plenty of room. And Price really threw the ball well.
And City High with 2.8 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. That will do it. They'll wind the clock. It will be 1st and 10 City High at the Wahlert 39-yard line. When we return, that's the end of the first quarter. We are tied at 7. Little Hawks at the Eagles. We'll be back in a moment on AM 800 KXIC. Welcome back to high school football on AM 800 KXIC. Mark Allen, Bill Williamson, Ladd Heath from Dalzell Field in Dubuque. City High 1st and 10 at the Wahlert 39-yard line. And the give will be to Holland. Holland will stutter step. Holland breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up 5, maybe 6, down to about the 34-yard line. 2nd down City High. The football on the near hash.
Read it to the outside that time, and the Wahlert defensive line, again, a lot of people up front and a lot of run some people.
Well, you will be able to isolate Khalil Hill one-on-one of those cornerbacks from Dubuque Wahlert. I don't think there's anyone in the state that can cover Khalil Hill one-on-one.
Yeah, they've proved that time after time.
I formation in the backfield, and look at that. Dubuque Wahlert, they've got 7 in the box right now, waiting for that City High run. Back to pass is Mitch Price. Price being rushed. Price loses the football. The ball's on the turf. Dubuque Wahlert with the recovery. Mitch Price was blindsided. Dubuque Wahlert bringing both ends and 2 linebackers, I believe, on the blitz. And Mitch Price, blindsided, loses the football. I didn't see who made the hit, lad.
And I think Price realized right away that things were not as they should be, because he was basically looking to turn a play that he didn't go anyplace, just and get something. As you said, came from behind and got him down.
The first turnover of this football game in favor of Dubuque Wahlert. Split backfield. 2 wide receivers to the far side. They'll send a man in the backfield in motion. That's Jacob Burke. Back to pass is the quarterback of Wahlert. Now he's going to shake a tackle, and he's over to that far sideline. And showing some wheels, the junior quarterback, Matt Seamer, for Wahlert. And he picked up 7 yards on that play. And you get a feeling he scrambled very well, but I think he was also running out of protection. He felt the heat of that City High rush.
He was running for his life. And at that time, the City High line doing much what Waller's done, putting a lot of people up front. Going to dare him to throw the football. 2nd
down and 2, the ball near midfield. 10.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. We're tied at 7. 2 wide receivers to the far side. A split backfield for Dubuque Wahlert. They'll try the counter. Busting his way up is Burke, and Burke will pick up 1. That's about it. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Eagles of Dubuque Wahlert. And Coach Mike Cooper now will send the play in with number 18, Mike O'Connor, a senior on this Eagles squad. The football at the 49-yard line.
3rd and 1 call isn't real hard to make for this team.
Yeah, you got to go with Troy Clement. Clement already tonight 3 runs for over 20 yards. Wide receiver to the near, 1 to the far. Motion now by the flanker, and it's going to be Clement. Clement's going to break a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Clement still on his feet, down to the City High 25-yard line.
One thing Clemens does is he gets in motion very quick. If you notice, it almost looks like he's in motion before that ball is snapped, but he gets such a great start off the ball and gives him a big advantage.
He gets through that front five of City High, and it just seems he's got daylight any direction he wants to go. Split backfield. Now we've got motion from the flanker again. Wide receiver to the near, one to the far. The give again, Clement. Clement tripped up after a pickup of 4, maybe 5, and we've got a City High defender slow getting up, and it's the nose tackle, Joey Miles.
Well, arm tackles don't bring Clemens down. He's big, strong, and powerful, runs low to the ground, and you've got to get a lot of people hanging on.
Troy Clement, a senior, 6'1", 196 pounds, and he runs like a deer. 5 men up on the line of scrimmage for Dubuque Wahlert. In motion now, the flanker, and again the give to Clement. Clement will pick up 3, and now the off-tackle stuff is working for Dubuque Wahlert.
Well, it really is. They've established that line of scrimmage now, and Clemens is the man that's carrying the load.
3rd down and 2 coming up, the football at the City High 23-yard line. I'm sorry, the football at the City High 17-yard line. 3rd down and 2, 8.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. We're tied at 7. The story so far, Mitch Price is throwing the ball very well for Iowa City High School. Khalil Hill catching the ball very well for the Little Hawks. For Dubuque Wahlert, Troy Clement is running the football very well. There's Clement again, stacked up at the line of scrimmage. He's not going to get it. A pickup of maybe half a yard. It'll be 4th down and 2 coming up for the Eagles. They're going to say Troy Clement lost half a yard on that play. I think City High knew what was coming, lad, because they stacked a lot of white jerseys up on that line of scrimmage.
Well, great penetration, and in these short situations, you're definitely going to look for Clemens and go to where he is.
This City High defense, they're giving up only 183 yards per game. They're giving up just under 10 points per game. Little Hawks not used to being scored upon. We'll be back in a moment. Timeout, Dubuque Wahlert. We're tied at 7 on AM 800 KXIC. Big 4th down now for Dubuque Wahlert. Welcome back. Who do they give it to? 1st down, Dubuque Wahlert. The bread and butter, right up the gut, off-tackle play. 1st down, Dubuque Wahlert, inside the City High 15-yard line.
Well, they had it stacked on that right side, but he had just enough seam to get the 1st down.
Troy Clement is playing very well here tonight for Coach Mike Cooper and the Eagles. Let's go City High defense. Coach Dan Sabers out there with them during that Wahlert timeout. 1 man in the backfield. They'll give it to Clement. Clement hit at the line of scrimmage, breaks the tackle, touchdown City High. Troy Clement hit at the line of scrimmage, I believe, by Tony Burrier. He shook that tackle off. Great blocking up front. Touchdown Eagles.
And you have to give him a lot of credit because, like you said, he ran through a tackle. His legs drive, and not one man with arms are going to stop him.
Tim Pitts on to kick the extra point for Dubuque Wahlert. Not many times this season has City High been behind up on the scoreboard. 13-7 with 7:28 remaining in the first half. Pitts, the snap, it's down, the kick, it's good. And you can hear the fans appreciating the Eagles' effort. Let's take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back with the kickoff. Dubuque Wahlert 14, City High 7. You're listening to high school football on AM 800 KXIC. Welcome back to high school football on AM 800 KXIC, and Jesse Holland has made it a habit returning kickoffs for touchdowns. That time, an interesting play, the kickoff fielded by one of the up men on the City High team. He turned around, flipped it right to Jesse Holland. Holland brings it up to about the 46-yard line, 1st and 10, City High at their own 46. One of the up men grabs the ball, turns around, throws a strike right to Jesse. Jesse near side of the field up to the 46.
Well, you got to know who the money man is, and you get it in Holland's hands, and they had a pretty good lane set up on this sideline.
Two wide receivers to the far side. The give will be to Jesse Holland. Holland right up the middle. Holland to pick up a 3. In on the stop for Dubuque Wahlert, number 55, P.J. Carney from his linebacker position. Bill Williamson, our stat man on our football trips right now. Tell us about Troy Clement for Wahlert. He's having himself a game.
Troy Clement right now, Mark, is just punishing this City High defense. He has 12 rushes for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he is just flat out running over people right now.
It's amazing. This young man's having himself a game. Bill Williamson, a senior in high school in Iowa City, and he's coming along on the football trips with us, helping us out. I'd like to thank Billy for all of the time that he's given to KXIC this football season. Tight end to the far side. I formation in the backfield. The delay, the handoff to Jesse Holland. He's going to get to the far side. He's got the first down. He mows over a strong safety. Finally knocked out of bounds. Oh, my goodness. Slow getting up is Mike O'Connor, the safety who came up to make the hit. Down goes Frazier. Oh, my heavens. Connor struggled to get to his feet after that hit by Jesse Holland. First down, City High at the Wahlert 30-yard line. 6:20 remaining here in the first half.
Well, you get a sense you're seeing the two special running backs here, and that time Holland's speed got him around the corner, and then the punishing running once he got upfield.
First and 10 at the Wahlert 30. Two wide receivers coming out to the near side. That's Henning and Hill. I formation in the backfield. The give again to Jesse Holland. Holland will bring it up for a pickup of 7. It'll be second down and 3. The football at the 23-yard line. The clock will continue to run. City High trails it 14-7 here late in the first half, rather.
Looks like City High's offense has stepped it up just a notch here. They come out with a little bit more fire.
Tomorrow night we'll be in Olin, Iowa City, Regina at Olin. Class A football. Looking forward to doing that one. Again, two wide receivers coming out to the near side. I formation, the tight end to the far side. He'll lead block. Jesse Holland will bring it up, and that will be a first down. I'll tell you, this is almost like watching an NFL team. You have your featured back, and you run the ball 2 times, throw it once.
Well, and when you've got those people in the backfield, both these coaches know the game well enough that you've got to keep giving the ball, because each time you do, they've got a chance to make big things happen.
First down, City High at the Wahlert 18. Now, we've talked a lot about Jesse, but the upfront blocking of Iowa City High School has really come to life, and Nathan Haig, the junior running back getting the start, he's doing a nice job of blocking in his own right. He'll lead block, cut back, and Jesse Holland will blow a man over. He'll pick up 3, maybe 4 yards, and it'll be a second down. The football at about the 14-yard line. 5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the first half.
City High getting everybody spread out to the wide side of the field with Hill and the other receiver, and then going back against it, trying to outman them on a weak side.
We haven't seen too many fancy things so far in this football game, lad. A couple of reverses for City High. Khalil Hill getting some good yards on those. But for the most part, it's been stop me if you can.
Holland and Clemens.
Yeah. I formation in the backfield. Here's Jesse Holland again. Holland will just lower his head off tackle, and that's going to be up to about the 10-yard line. It'll be third down and 2. The front 5 again for Iowa City High School. Alonzo Cunningham and Zach Butler. Those are your tackles. Cunningham at 275, Butler at 240. The guards, John Shields and Dan Newmeyer, they go about 200 pounds. Joe Yonker, the 185-pound senior center. We have a timeout on the field. City High wants to talk about it. Third down and 2 at the Wahlert's 11-yard line. Welcome back to high school football. Mark Allen along with Bill Williamson, and we have Sniffles Ladd Heath joining us also. You want some
cold
water?
And flu season.
Cold and flu season, that's right. We'll get you some tissue here. Third and 2 for City High at the Wahlert 11-yard line. I formation in the backfield. Jesse Holland breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage right up the gut, and he will get the first down. The initial hit made by David Oberhofer, the right defensive end, and Holland, he just falls forward and he picks up 4 yards.
Yeah, again, the initial contact won't bring down those good backs and keep their legs driving and get that first down.
First and goal to go for City High. 4 minutes remaining here in the first half, and the Little Hawks could tie it up with a touchdown. They trail 14-7. The football in the middle of the field at the 7-yard line. Quarterback Mitch Price will get up underneath center. Wide receiver to the far side. That's Khalil Hill. Henning to the near side. I formation. Here's Jesse Holland. Holland up the gut. Holland near. Touchdown. Jesse Holland on an extra surge. 7 yards out. Holland his second touchdown of this football game. Touchdown runs of 2 yards, and this one 7 yards. And City High an extra point away from tying this football game up.
Again, just a good hard yards right up between the tackles and some great blocking to get the holes.
On to kick the extra point for Iowa City High School is Scott Gordon. Mitch Price will hold. 3:45 remaining in the first half, and the kick is up, and it is good. 14-14. That's the score right now. We will be right back with the completion of the first half. Thanks so much for tuning in to AM 800 KXIC. Welcome back to high school football on KXIC. Scott Gordon will kick this one off. Mike O'Connor and Burke, Jacob Burke, deep to receive for Dubuque Wahlert. And they're going to run the reverse. Coming around to the near side now is Mike O'Connor. City High did not fall for it. You need discipline on special teams, lad. And a host of City High football players, including Mark Seaton, staying in their lanes, not falling for the reverse. Doesn't work. And Dubuque Wahlert will have a first down at their own 20-yard line.
Sort them out and find the football, and until you do that, stay where you're supposed to be, and they do a great job of that. Very well disciplined.
Was that your battle cry in Cedar Rapids when you were playing high school football, coming down on special teams?
Right.
Sort them out and find the football.
Grab a handful and find the one that's got it.
2 wide receivers to the far side, and in like a shot is Joey Miles. And Joey Miles, he may have caused Matt Seamer to drop the football. Seamer picks it up, though, but Joey Miles, the nose tackle for Iowa City High, that's his second sack of this football game.
Well, I guess that's the best defense against Clemens is get to the quarterback and tackle him before he can hand it off.
We've got 2 special running backs in this football game. We've talked a lot about Troy Clement. Let's talk about Jesse Holland and Bill Williamson. He has 2 scores tonight also.
He does, Mark. He has 15 carries for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns. And right now we're seeing Holland and Clement just go up and down the field.
And that time, Dubuque Wahlert will go to their other back, Jacob Burke. And we have flags on the play. 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. And I did not see the call, lad. What do we got?
Early receiver, this number 80, the split end on this side, just got off a count early.
While they march off the penalty, and it will be 2nd down and 17, they'll call it. This Dubuque Wahlert student section, they're having the time of their lives down there cheering their team on. We got a good one in front of us, folks.
It's always good to have a nice football game to keep the student body in it and cheering for the home team.
I agree. We are tied at 14, 2nd and 17 for Dubuque Wahlert. They are at their own 14-yard line. This Wahlert offense only averaging 20 points per game. And they're going to try a little counter of their own, and there's nothing there. Linebackers and Joey Miles staying home. Miles in on the stop along with Justin Coyer from a defensive end position, and there's absolutely nothing there. And Wahlert is going in the opposite direction. City High wants a timeout. 3rd down and 18 coming up for Dubuque Wahlert. We will be right back in a moment. Wallert's got the ball at their own 12-yard line. 2:26 remaining in the half. We're tied at 14. You're listening to AM 800 KXIC. Third down and 18 for Dubuque Wahlert at their own 12-yard line. They're going to run the option, and they will pitch it back to Jacob Burke. Burke to that far sideline. He ran 15 yards, but north and south, he may have lost 2 yards. So that will bring up 4th down and a mile. And Dubuque Wahlert will have to punt it away deep in their own territory with 2:15 remaining here in the first half. Couple of things Wahlert did not accomplish. 1, they did not get the first down. 2, Jacob Burke ran out of bounds, and that stops the clock.
And that lets City High keep 1 timeout. They've called 2, and City High is going to get the ball in great field position.
And the snap is over the head of the punter, but a nice play by the punter, Trent Clement. He turned around and got the punt off. The snap was over his head. The football could not have taken a better bounce. one bounce off the turf, right back into his hands. He turned around and just booted it, and it is up to the Dubuque Wahlert 40-yard line. City High just getting away from it and letting it bounce. And I had a tough time putting those words together, but I hope I got it out okay.
Well, he got one big paw on it, just enough to stop it, and he was very lucky that he stopped it from going into the end zone.
Yeah,
but like you said, he did a nice job.
Dubuque Wahlert dodged a bullet there. I formation in the backfield for City High. Tight end to the near side. Here's Jesse Holland. Holland's going to try to break it to the outside. Jesse Holland, nothing there. In on the stop, Andy Hartman coming up from a defensive secondary position to make the stop.
Well, City High's got plenty of time, a minute 50 here, and a lot of weapons. Only one timeout, but looks like they're going to have to look to throw the ball.
Well, they've been successful throwing the football. Midge Price, 3 for 3 on the evening so far, I believe. Second and 12, the football at the Wahlert 42-yard line. A minute and a half left here in this first half. We're tied at 14. Back to pass, and they're going Khalil Hill. Khalil just doing the straight. Oh, my goodness, just the straight sprint down the sideline. And that one, lad, that was a catchable football, and I think Khalil maybe turned around just a little bit late, but it looked like it went through his hands. He had to kind of reach out for it, but that was a nice ball thrown by Mitch Price.
Well, Mitch Price laid it up there. Only one person was going to get to it, and Khalil had a chance, but just maybe off his fingertips.
Just a straight fly pattern is the word that I was looking for, but it's also a sprint pattern. You're going in a straight line.
Whatever it is, I'm still amazed that they're trying to single cover him.
I would agree with you on that one. As we mentioned before, I don't know if there's anyone in the state that can go one-on-one with Khalil Hill. Back to pass is Price. Price being chased out. He'll find Khalil Hill to that far sideline, and it will be 4th down and 1 now. Khalil Hill not getting the first down, and the clock will be stopped. Timeout, City High. 4th down and 1, and the football will be up near the Wahlert 30-yard line. City High needed to get to the 30 for the first down. It's at the 31, we'll call it, of the Eagles, and it's 4th and 1, the ball at the 31-yard line. City High wants to take a timeout. 1 minute, 11 seconds remaining in the first half. Get the first down. The clock.
A lot of time to do a lot of things.
The officials will measure the football and spot it directly. Now, Dalzell Field here in Dubuque, it sits in a valley. Dubuque is a hilly town, sits in a valley. There's houses all in front of us right now. The City High fans are on the far side of the field. Wahlert fans right in front of us. Look at this house right over here to our left, lad. Do you see? Nice 2-story house. They have a deck on the back. Whatever community I end up settling in, I want a house with a deck right by the high school football field so I can sit on my deck on a Thursday night such as this or Friday night and watch a high school football game.
Well, and that's only because you don't want to pay the $3 to get in the gate.
Well, and the popcorn's free. If I get chilled, I can go inside.
That's right.
A night like tonight, I got the World Series.
World Series
I got
on
the
TV.
World.
That's
I can
big.
bring the TV on the deck, have the World Series there, and have a high school football game in front of me. A big 4th down coming up for City High. I formation in the backfield. They'll pitch it back. Jesse Holland. Holland up to. He'll spin around and he'll get the first down. Holland stopped at the 30, but he does one spin move, and that's good enough for the first down. Initial contact made by Tim Pitts, also Mike O'Connor. And the clock is stopped with 1:06 in the first half remaining. 1st and 10, the football at the Wahlert 28-yard line. Henning is split out to the near side. Derek Henning and Khalil Hill out to the far side. They're going to throw it for Khalil Hill. It's up in the air. Hill up, and Hill knocks it out of the hands of the defender. That's a nice play by Khalil Hill. He was covered by Nick Schitzel back there on defense for Dubuque Wahlert. And Khalil Hill did a nice job. You don't want the interception. Knock it out of his hands.
It's a jump ball down there, and if you can't get it, you have to make sure that the defender doesn't. Khalil Hill's got to go up and fight for it, and he did exactly that.
And the good thing about City High football, you got a lot of players going both ways. Khalil Hill, also a free safety. He knows how to get up and play some pass defense.
He knows what it's like to get up there, too. He can leap.
I formation in the backfield. Khalil Hill stands at 6'3". And they're going to go a quick slant route to Khalil Hill, and the ball is in and out of his hands. There on defense, Tim Callahan dropping back from a linebacker position into his hook zone, and he may have gotten a hand on the football. 3rd down and 10 now. The ball at the Wahlert 28. 53 seconds remaining here in the first half. and we are tied at 14. Troy Clemens scoring both touchdowns for Dubuque Wahlert. Jesse Holland scoring both touchdowns for Iowa City High. And now Derek Henning and Khalil Hill will split out to the far side. Tight end to the near side. Back to pass is Price. Price will find Khalil Hill. That's going to be a first down to about the 13-yard line. First and 10 City High with 48 seconds remaining. And that time the secondary of Wahlert really giving them a cushion. Henning goes on a fly pattern, and Khalil Hill just does a little 12-yard out, and you've got yourself a first down.
They've had a lot of trouble when they've put those two backs over there, and Henning kind of draws people to the middle, and Hill just to the sideline, able to get out of bounds and give him a great shot to score before the half.
Hey, this is a fun football game here, fellas.
It really is.
I'm having a good time. First and 10 at the 15, 48 seconds remaining here in the first half. And back to pass, Mitch Price. Price will throw it, and that's not a bad idea. He wanted Hill, but Hill was in a crowd at about the 5, and Mitch Price to this side of the football field just threw it out of bounds. That's a nice decision.
Yeah, Dubuque's starting to gang up a little bit that time. They had Henning long one-on-one, but they had at least 3 people around Hill. Wouldn't be surprised to see them go one way and maybe slip a back or a tight end the other way.
I was going to say, there's a crowd wherever Khalil Hill is. Let's give Mike Gavin a chance. Just right to the outside. Just flip it to him. A little 5-7 yard tight end drag, and let Gavin bust his way in there for a touchdown. 44 seconds remaining in the half. 14-14. Second down and 10 at the Wahlert 15. City High football. And they'll fake the pitch. Back to pass will be Mitch Price. Price will try the flip to the tight end, but the tight end is covered. There on defense, Trent Clement. They tried to get it to Gavin. Michael Gavin, the tight end for City High, and that'll bring up third down and 10. 40 seconds remaining in the half.
Well, they did exactly that. They had the 2 receivers to the wide side and taking the tight end down the other side, but Wahlert did a nice job of dropping a lot of people back in coverage right now.
Mitch Price will make his way over to the sidelines, and he will get the call from head coach Larry Brown. The assistant coaches, Tim Casey, Dan Sabers, and Dennis Canoe. Mike Pugh, the volunteer coach at the varsity level, doing an outstanding job. I formation in the backfield, and they'll just launch this one to the sideline and out of bounds. 4th and 10 coming up for City High. Khalil Hill, the intended receiver.
Well, once again, just one-on-one coverage and throw it up there where only Khalil can go it, but that time let him out of bounds too far. Field goal try, it looks like.
I was going to say, I wondered if they were going to do this. Now, Scott Gordon is the field goal kicker, and we've seen him kick the ball several times this year. I don't think we've seen him miss an extra point. He's got a pretty good leg. This will be a 28-yard attempt, I believe. The kick is up. It's long enough, and it's good. And Scott Gordon with the field goal from 29 yards out, we'll call it. That is good, and it's a 17-14 lead for the City High Little Hawks. Nice boot by Scott Gordon.
Well, and big points, too, there because you had Wahlert give you the ball in great field position. The time was running out, and you sure didn't want to come out of there empty and not have anything. And he didn't get it through by far, and that may be right on the outside of his range, but give him credit. He stepped up and banged it through.
Yeah, that was a nice kick by Scott Gordon. Gordon, a junior. He's the backup quarterback also, and he's also playing linebacker on defense. He's a tough young man. He will now kick it off from the near hash mark and back deep to receive. Number 18, Mike O'Connor, a senior on this Dubuque Wahlert football team. Jacob Burke, the senior running back, also there deep to receive for the Eagles. 30 seconds remaining, 30.7 seconds remaining if you want to get exact here in the first half. And the Little Hawks with the lead, 17-14. Producer director John Nost back at the KXIC studios. I'm sure he'll have a look at the World Series for us coming up at halftime. That's going to be a short kick by Gordon. One of the up men up to about the 32-yard line, and Scott Miller will fall down right there in on the stop for Iowa City High, Mark Seaton, and it will be 1st and 10 Wahlert at their own 32-yard line with 26 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Well, one thing Dubuque Wahlert does not have the luxury of being able to do is to throw the ball in situations like this, so I would imagine they're going to run it with Clemens, hope he busts, and if not, go in and be happy to only be 3 down at halftime.
And Clement will line up in a split backfield Two wide receivers to the far side for the junior quarterback of Wahlert. And they'll give it to Clement. Clement up to about the 42. And it'll be 2nd down and 2 coming up. They'll put it back to the 40. A no-huddle offense now for the junior quarterback, Matt Seamer. Split backfield, 2 wide receivers to the far side. Seamer back to pass. He's going to go down this sideline. That one's going to go long, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Incomplete. The intended receiver, number 80, Andy Burbach, who is the leading receiver on this Wahlert team. He's averaging 27 yards per catch. Burbach out of bounds, and Khalil Hill and some of the other D-backs kind of giving Burbach a playful little shove as he falls out of bounds.
Well, the ball was thrown plenty far out of bounds, and you just kind of go at it, and a lot of bodies coming together.
City High in a prevent defense now. They'll have 4 up on the line of scrimmage. Everybody else back in coverage. 5.4 seconds remaining here in the first half. Little Hawks, it looks like, hopefully, will go into the locker room with a 3-point lead. Tight end to the near side. Jacob Burke's going to come in motion. Back to pass, Seamer. Seamer is going to go over the middle. The pass is up. It's tipped up in the air. It is down. Incomplete. Khalil Hill there on the defense. Burbach, the intended receiver. The first half is in the books. 17-14. The lead belongs to City High, courtesy of a field goal by Scott Gordon. Let's take a timeout. We'll be right back with some halftime statistics. Waterloo West at Linn-Mar. Regis will be at Waterloo East. Some of the other football games in the area tomorrow night. Wilton at Clear Creek Amana. West Liberty at West Branch. And it will be Iowa Valley at Pekin. Highland Lone Tree at Williamsburg. Solon at Tipton. Durant Bennett at Anamosa. Comanche will be at Mount Vernon. Just to look at high school football tomorrow night. 17-14, that's the score right now. And we are at halftime. One other game happening tonight in the Mississippi Valley Conference. Dubuque Hempstead facing Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Saturday afternoon, Iowa City High will receive Jesse Holland deep to receive. And Tim Pitts will kick it off for Dubuque Wahlert. All the way down to Jesse Holland, and he will take it at the 10. Holland will bring it up. Holland trying to get to that far corner, and Wahlert stays in their lanes. Jesse Holland will get it up to about the 30, up to about the 22, and that's it. 1st and 10, City High. They'll spot it back at the 20. Little Hawks with the football.
First time they've really kicked the ball long to Jesse Holland tonight. A little surprised that they would get it back there to him. I think a lot of teams are really trying to avoid Holland on kickoffs and Hill on the punts.
Your prediction for the Iowa-Ohio State game?
Ohio's not ranked number 2 in the nation for nothing.
I formation in the backfield. A 2 tight end set now for Iowa City High. And the give will be to Jesse Holland. Holland's going to break to that far sideline, and he'll just lower his head. A pickup of 14. 1st down City High at the 33-yard line. And you just give it to him, and he'll just follow his blockers. The D-backs come up to try to make the hit, and they take the punishment.
I don't know if we've seen that double tight yet tonight. That may be a little different look to get some more people up in front.
I think that is the first time we've seen a double tight end set for the Little Hawks. They will come right back with it. Khalil Hill splits out to the near side. The football in the middle of the field. I formation in the backfield. Yonker will snap the ball to Price. The give Jesse Holland. Holland up the gut. Not too much there this time, folks. Jesse Holland stacked up after a pickup of 2. There on the stop, Dave Oberhofer from a right defensive end position, a senior, 6'3", 212 pounds.
And I think what you do there with that extra tight end, you widen out that Wahlert line a little bit. They were having great success with penetration from those end spots and getting to Price before he maybe had a chance to do too much. And this way, you might give Holland a little more space to run on the inside.
Jesse Holland picked up 3, and it was all Jesse. 2nd down and 7. The football at the City High 36-yard line. I formation in the backfield. They'll give it to the first man through the hole. Look at that, breaking his way up. That'll be a 1st down for Nathan Haig, the junior, getting the start here tonight as Jason Ringana is still out with a bad ankle. 1st down, City High at their own 45-yard line.
Well, you knew they were going to have to give Holland a break sometime and let somebody else carry the ball. And much like City High's defense looking for Clemens, you know Wallert's defense is keyed on Holland, which will give Haig an advantage up front.
Mark Seaton, one of the tight ends, comes out of the game. City High will spread 2 wide receivers over to the far side. I formation in the backfield. The pitch back, Jesse Holland. He'll take it to the far sideline. Not too much there, but he'll pick up 3, maybe 4. He'll drag a couple of Eagles with him. The first contact made for Dubuque Wahlert by number 25, and that will be Nick Schissel. And Nick coming up from a defensive back position. He is the right cornerback. 2nd down and 7. The football near midfield. Clock is running. 9 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
Wallert's done a nice job of stringing Holland out and not letting him get corners turned tonight.
I formation in the backfield. Henning and Khalil Hill again split out to the far side. They'll pitch it to the wide side. Here comes Jesse Holland. That uniform is muddy. He's working very hard. He will cross into Dubuque Wahlert territory down to the Eagle 40-yard line. 1st down, City High on a methodical drive down the field looking for that end zone.
And you could see that time they really had him outmanned to this wide side, and Holland did a good job of being patient. He had a pulling guard out in front and Haig out front blocking too, and he was patient, let the blocks develop, and picked up what he could.
You can tell how hard Jesse Holland is working. That jersey was white at the beginning of this game. Now it looks like he played for the old Cleveland Browns. That's a brown uniform he has out there. I formation in the backfield, back to a 2 tight end set. Nathan Haig with the football. Haig breaks a tackle, and he is up to the Dubuque Wahlert 26-yard line. A pickup of 14, I believe, and that's going to be good enough for a 1st down. Nathan Haig, 14 yards in a cloud of dust. 1st down, City High. 9 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. City High with a 3-point lead.
Well, and getting the tough yards too. He's going to get his yards on the fullback right up the gut and dragging a couple people along.
1st and 10, the football at the 28-yard line. My prediction for the Ohio State-Iowa game, you ask? And I know you're curious.
And I know what it's going to be.
Hawkeyes by 3. I formation in the backfield, tight end to the far side of the field. The pitch back. Here comes Jesse Holland. He finds a seam. Holland breaks a tackle. He is up near the 15-yard line. That might be another 1st down for the City High Little Hawks.
Now, is that a Hurley field goal or is that a Bromert field goal that's going to win?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, I just wondered. We'll get that other Little Hawk in there. They're playing so well over there.
Jason House having a good game for the Hawkeyes at defensive end. Brian Hurley kicking the football very well for the Hawkeyes. And, of course, Tim Dwight closing in on Niall Kinnick's record for punt return yardage. I believe he only needs about 60 more yards.
Quarterback Rob Tyne.
That's right. 1st and 10, the football at the 16-yard line of Dubuque Wahlert. City High driving. Now flag on the play before the snap of the ball, and this one is dead. 8 minutes, 11 seconds remaining. And I believe it might be encroachment on that defense. That's the 2nd time tonight Wahlert has been called on that.
And one thing that's happened tonight, and nobody has noticed, or you haven't noticed, but there have not been a lot of flags. These are 2 good football teams that don't make a lot of mistakes. I think we've had 3 5-yard penalties, 2 on Wahlert and 1 on City High, but nothing of the hold, clip, or right. These are 2 good football teams that don't make the big mistakes.
Well, the divisional title is on the line tonight, not to mention a #1 ranking for Iowa City High. They are ranked #1, undefeated. Holland with the football. Holland will get down near the 5-yard line. That may be close enough for a 1st down at the Wahlert 5. They'll spot it at about the 6. And that's going to be 2nd down and 1. The Little Hawks, they are 6 yards away from getting a nice lead here midway through the 3rd quarter.
What did you call it, methodical?
A slow and methodical drive.
Yeah, and it's just all of that and very impressive, too.
They've taken 5 minutes off the clock here in the 3rd quarter. I formation in the backfield, a 2 tight end set. Mitch Price, the quarterback keep. Price up to the 1-yard line. 1st and goal to go from the 1. Mitch Price almost punched that one in. Linebackers of Dubuque Wahlert, Tim Callahan, Trent Clement, P.J. Carney in on the stop. 1st and goal to go. The football at the Wahlert 1-yard line.
I thought maybe in the first half we'd have seen that play a little bit more. Mitch Price does a good job of coming up, reading that, and getting 4 or 5 yards.
Remember Zach Grabinski running that a couple years ago?
Did it so well, just read it very nicely.
Right when I came to KXIC, Zach Grabinski, the quarterback of City High, ran that play very, very well. The give from 1 yard out to Jesse Holland, and Holland is in his 3rd touchdown of the night, and City High goes out in front by 9 points, 23-14. Scott Gordon coming on now to kick the extra point. Jesse Holland, touchdown runs of 7, 2, and 1 yard so far tonight.
Well, that's coming out and making a statement out of the halftime locker room. Here we come, and we're going to run it up the middle and do what we want, and they really sent a message right there.
Scott Gordon on to kick the extra point. Mitch Price will do the holding. The snap, it's down. The kick is up, straight through the goalposts, and it's in. 24-14, a 10-point lead for the Little Hawks. We are halfway through the third quarter. We'll be right back in a moment on AM 800 KXIC.
Parenting information, community services, and much more. Call us at 358-2767 or from anywhere in Southeast Iowa at 1-800-358-2767.
That kind of loosened things up, I think.
At Mercy, your help is our mission.
Welcome back to high school football on AM 800 KXIC. City High's first possession. They drive it 80 yards for the touchdown. 24-14. That's the score right now. Dubuque Wahlert on the ensuing kickoff. Jacob Burke's going to find a seam. He'll get up to the Wahlert 35. First and 10 Eagles from their own 35-yard line. Coach Mike Cooper of Dubuque Wahlert trying to get that offense motivated. Wahlert putting 14 points up on the board in that first half, and Ladd, they had themselves the lead there for a few moments in that first half. This might be Dubuque Wallert's most important possession of the football game.
It certainly is, because again, City High came out of the locker room really fired up. The offense was crisp. Got a lot of different things working there for them, and their offensive line handled Wallert's defensive line pretty well. You know who's going to get the ball, and we're going to see exactly what City High's defensive scheme is going to be.
6.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 24-14. The lead belongs to City High. Wahlert with the football, a split backfield. Clement with the carry. Clement bounces off a tackle, and he'll pick up 3, maybe 4. In on the stop, Mark Seaton. Also there for the Iowa City High football team, number 35, Justin Coyer. And that'll bring up a second down and 7, we'll call it. But Troy Clement stopped in the backfield. He spins off tackles and picks up 3.
Get a lot of people there when he's got the ball, because it's going to take more than one.
The front 3 for this Iowa City High defense: Alonzo Cunningham, Joey Miles, Dan Newmeyer. And the give right up the middle, and there is Troy Clement again. Clement loses 3 yards. And Joey Miles in on the stop. It looks like they are going now to that defense where they have 2 down linemen. They bring in another linebacker, and they just shoot the gaps and seal everything off before it can develop.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think the motion and some of these outside people they worried about a little bit the first half doesn't seem to bother them a whole lot now. Clemens is the man they're looking for.
Well, Dan Sabers is the defensive coordinator for City High, and he prepares these young people so well. The give will be to Clemens. Clemens trips over his own blocker, a pickup of 1, 4th down, and Dubuque Wahlert will have to punt this one away. You have to have a lot of respect for Dan Sabers. Been there a long time, and he can get those young people ready to play some defense, and they shut out Dubuque Wahlert on their first possession of the second half.
Well, they may give up something here and there, and they let Clemens run loose, but you can bet that they worked it out at halftime. It'll be a different story.
Khalil Hill is back deep to receive the punt, and that is a nice kick. That all the way back to the 10, and that's going to get down to the 1-yard line. Trent Clemens does the punting, and I think he punted that one from about his own 25-yard line, and that all the way down to the City High 1-yard line.
Well, you kick it away from Khalil Hill, and that's what he did. And the big thing he did there, he got it on the sideline, and he got it in the long grass. There's not a lot of places there's big grass here, but in the corners of the fields there's grass, and the ball died.
First down and 10, and City High has the football at their own 1-yard line. 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Big difference when it comes to time of possession here in the third quarter. Wallert's had it for about 2 minutes. The rest of the time, it's been City High. We've got a flag on the play. We're going to have too many men on the field, maybe for City High.
Well, they had a man on, and he ran out the back of the end zone instead of running to the sideline.
He had time to run to the sideline. I didn't get a number, but that's going to be marched off half the distance to the goal line.
which is what, 3 inches?
Maybe that, yeah. (24-14), 10-point lead for City High. And they will go half the distance to the goal line.
So you can't run out the back. You have to run out the side.
Well, they will decline the penalty because the play went for not much, maybe half a yard. So it's going to be 2nd down and 9. The football at the City High 2-yard line. And the play will be brought in. The clock continues to run. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. I formation in the backfield. The deep back is Jesse Holland. A 2 tight end set. Back to pass is Price. Price going long. Price to Khalil Hill. Hill is up with it. Incomplete. And Hill brings it down at about the 33-yard line. A 32-yard pass. Mitch Price to Khalil Hill. And that's going to be 1st down City High. And they are out of a jam. And they have it in good field position. Again, Dubuque Wahlert, they're going man-for-man coverage on Khalil Hill.
Well, and Nick Schissel, like a lot of D-backs, never looked for the ball. He's playing the man, and Khalil Hill could make a play on the ball because he knew where it was. Schissel could not, and again, Hill can go up and catch the ball with the best of them.
24-14, City High lead. I formation in the backfield. Jesse Holland with the football. Up the middle he goes. A pickup of about 3, maybe 4, and that will bring up a 2nd down. The football on the far hash mark. The clock continues to run. If you're Coach Mike Cooper, I hate to say this, but we're not even in the 4th quarter, and you got to be looking at that clock already. This 3rd quarter has really flown by.
Well, you've only seen the ball once for 3 plays. Your defense and your punting team turns in a great play, but all of a sudden they're back out here, and if they hog the ball through this quarter and into the next, it's looking pretty bleak.
We'd like to thank John Dost, our producer-director, back at the KXIC studios. 2 wide receivers will come out to the near side. I formation in the backfield, tight end to the far side. It'll be the pitch, and here comes Khalil Hill. Hill really deep in the backfield. The blitz is on. Andy Hartman coming up from a cornerback position, and Khalil Hill lost a bunch.
I really thought that he was going to get a.
Jesse Holland.
Yeah,
lost
Jesse
a
Holland
bunch.
was going to get outside there, but the Wahlert defender made a great play to get him wide, not to let him turn that corner.
3rd down and 14. The football goes all the way back to the City High 28-yard line. Well, do you isolate Khalil Hill and Nick Schissel again? And
absolutely. If they're going to continue to do it one-on-one, you're going to find him somewhere.
Football on the near hash mark, splitting out wide to the far side. Derek Henning. Khalil Hill to the near side. I formation in the backfield. Back to pass is Mitch Price, and he has Khalil Hill. Hill is going to be close to the 1st down. That's good enough for the 1st down. Up to the 45-yard line. 1st down, City High.
I don't understand, because you've got to know where 10 yards is or 13 yards. You've got to make him stop inside that. They had double coverage that time. They brought the free safety over, and still they let him run 12 yards, stop, and give him a 1st down.
Mitch Price, yeah. Mitch Price going over to the sidelines for the play calls. He'll bring it back into the huddle. Hill splits out to the far side. A 2 tight end set now for the City High Little Hawks. That's a big front line for the Little Hawks. And here comes Jesse Holland. Holland through the line of scrimmage. Holland at the 30. Holland at the 20. Holland all the way. Touchdown, but there's a flag on the play back at the line of scrimmage. Oh, no.
And we don't have a call, but it's going to come back.
I think you might be right. Flag on the play at the line of scrimmage, holding City High.
First one of the evening.
Yep. So this one will be brought back.
Well, it was exciting.
It
Fun to
certainly
watch.
was. It was. It was a lot of fun to watch.
He had one man back there and gave him about 3 shakes of those legs and left him standing.
I think that one man was Mike O'Connor, and Michael really wasn't too sure of himself all of a sudden.
That's your worst nightmare as a D-back, to see him coming full steam at you, not knowing if he's going left or right or coming right over the top of you.
Well, Jesse is such a powerful runner. 1st and 20, the football all the way back to the 35-yard line of City High now. They've got to get it up to the Wahlert 45 for a first down. One tight end set. I formation in the backfield. Khalil Hill to the far sideline. He'll shake a tackle. He'll cross midfield. And it will be second down and about 4 when they spot this football. And City High gets up to the line of scrimmage. This Mitch Price to Khalil Hill connection really seems to be clicking here tonight.
And Dubuque Wahlert not doing a whole lot different to try and stop it, allowing one man to cover him one-on-one, not trying to take away something at the line of scrimmage, maybe jam him and then cover him long.
Second down and 3, we'll call it. The football near midfield. I formation in the backfield, and the give will be to Jesse Holland. There is nothing there. Lots of blue in on the stop there for Dubuque Wahlert. It's one of the first to make contact. Luke Schitzel is in there. Not a bad defensive stop there by Dubuque Wahlert.
And a big third down for Dubuque Wahlert, because the third quarter is going to run out here in a play or two. And if they don't get City High off the field right now and get the ball back to their offense, then they've really dug themselves a hole.
P.J. Carney, the defensive captain for Dubuque Wahlert, getting the calls from the sidelines. And here comes City High. A 2 tight end set, third down and 4, the football near midfield. The give, Nathan Haig. Haig will bring it up, and Haig is going to be stopped about 2 yards short of the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a fourth down. The football is in Dubuque Wahlert territory at about the 47. With 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. This third quarter has flown by. City High scoring on their first possession of the second half, an 80-yard drive.
And 3 offensive plays for Wahlert.
That's it here in the third quarter. Khalil Hill will punt this one away. O'Connor deep to receive for Dubuque Wahlert. And the Eagles will put 6 up at the line of scrimmage. That's a nice kick for Khalil Hill. Down to about the 10, and the ball will bounce down to about the 7, and the Little Hawks will down it with 1.2 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. A 47-yard punt, I believe, for Khalil Hill.
Well, special teams can do a lot of things towards winning ball games for you. Your offense gets you to midfield, and Khalil Hill can do it all tonight. He punts her down there inside their own 10-yard line. If Wallert's going to score, they're going to have to go 90-plus yards.
Maybe a 43-yard punt for Khalil Hill. At any rate, a nice punt.
A nice punt.
And Wahlert stands at their own 8-yard line. Split backfield, 2 wide receivers to the far side. Now Burke's going to go in motion, and I think I know why Mr. Clemens seems to be at the line of scrimmage before the snap of the ball. That time he was.
He gets there in a hurry all the time.
And there was a flag on the play. The end of the third quarter is upon us. A 10-point lead for Iowa City High, and the penalty will go against Dubuque Wahlert. And now we're going to bring everyone together. Now the quarter can end on a offensive penalty, and there it is. That's the end of the third quarter officially. City High will decline the penalty. It'll be second down and 10 for Dubuque Wahlert at their own 8. When we return, we'll be back in a moment on AM 800 KXIC. Second down at the 13-yard line for Dubuque Wahlert. Second down and 5, we'll call it. I thought they gained 2 at the most on that play, but it'll be second down and 13. Second down and 13. The football at the 5-yard line. And there's going to be a pass, and the pass is complete to the near sideline. And that's a nice ball thrown by the junior quarterback, Matt Seamer. Speaking of quarterbacks, Bill Williamson, Mitch Price is having a good night for Iowa City High.
Mitch Price has looked excellent here this evening. He is 9 of 15 for 140 yards to the air, and all of those completions have been to his favorite target, Khalil Hill.
Absolutely amazing. So Khalil Hill, 140 yards tonight in receptions, and that's a nice job by both of those seniors for this City High football team. Well, that's a nice advance for Dubuque Wahlert, and that's not enough for the first down, however. It'll be third down and 3. They'll give it to Clement. Clement spins away from tackles up near the 29, and that will be good enough for the first down. Wahlert first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
He's not going down with the initial hitch. You've got to drag him and tie him and rope him and get a couple people jumping on.
We're in the fourth quarter, 11 minutes remaining in this football game. City High 24, Wahlert 14. Wahlert ranked 8th in Class 4A football. City High ranked number 1 and undefeated. Wahlert with just 1 loss. A split backfield, and the give will be to Jacob Burke. Now, Jacob Burke's going to show some wheels, and he'll pick up 11 yards as he breaks it to the far sideline. Khalil Hill in on the stop for this Iowa City High football team, along with Kevin Hart in on the stop.
Well, the pass gets him out of the shadow of the goal line, and now they've got the offense clicking a little bit.
1st and 10, the football at the Wahlert 35-yard line. Splitting out to the near side is Andy Burbach for the Eagles. A split backfield, and the tight end will be to the far side. And back to pass will be Matt Seamer. Seamer rolling out down the sideline, and the pass is overthrown, incomplete. And Seaton really laid a hit on the individual trying to catch the football, and that was number 32, Ben Beecher, the intended receiver. He jumped up into the air, and that exposed his midriff, and Mark Seaton laid into him.
Yeah, anytime your quarterback hangs you out to dry like that, puts the ball up in the air and exposes you, D-backs just love to see that.
10 minutes, 29 seconds remaining here in this football game. 2nd and 10, the football at the Wahlert 35-yard line. Here comes Dubuque Wahlert, not a throwing team by any stretch of the imagination. Matt Seamer averaging 58 yards through the air this season per game. They'll keep it on the ground, and a pickup of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 7 from their own 40-yard line. In on the stop for Iowa City High is Scott Gordon and Jacob Burke, the ball carrier.
Well, Wahlert can't really afford to give the ball back to City High because time is very essential right now, and they may not see it back.
3rd down and 5, under 10 minutes remaining. Wahlert will split 2 wide receivers out to the near side. A split backfield, and now Burke's going to go in motion out of that backfield. Back to pass is Seamer. Seamer rolling out, and he will have his man wide open. And that's going to be good enough for the 1st down. The pass is caught by Ben Beecher, the tight end. Well, you just release him downfield, get him right behind the linebackers and right in front of the secondary, and he found the seam, and that'll be a 1st down for Dubuque Wahlert.
Well, they had 2 receivers out there and really only 1 defensive man. There had to be a mix-up in that backfield somehow.
1st down and 10, the football at the 38-yard line. 2 wide receivers coming out to the near side. Now limping is Andy Burbach. They're split in, and he is their number 1 receiver, and he limped out to where he's lined up right now. The football on the far hash mark. Seamer back to pass. Seamer airing this one out down into the end zone, and the pass right through the hands of Mike O'Connor. O'Connor had to lay himself out, but if he would have brought that one down, that would have been a touchdown. And the City High defensive secondary back there on defense.
Well, and Seamer really laid it out there nicely. He was on a little half roll to this side, stopped and threw the ball.
Nikolai Hill
was there step for step, but once again, that was a well-thrown ball.
That was a nicely thrown ball, but Nikolai Hill staying with his receiver, making it a difficult catch for O'Connor. 2nd and 10, the football at the City High 38-yard line. And the give will be to Clement. Clement stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Alonzo Cunningham will get off that pile, and so will number 14, Scott Gordon.
Well, Gordon's really found a little different story this half of football. They've really been keen on him, and anytime he's got the football, it's been tough sledding.
8 minutes and 55 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. A 10-point lead for the City High Little Hawks. City High winds down their season. Next Friday night, they welcome Cedar Rapids, Washington, I believe, at home. Iowa City West High, they will be up here next Thursday night, and we'll have that game on KXIC. West High will face Dubuque Hempstead next Thursday. We'll have that game on KXIC. Split backfield, that's going to be the quarterback keeper for Matt Seamer. Seamer shakes a tackle. Seamer still on his feet. That second effort is going to be close to the 1st down for Dubuque Wahlert. Seamer hit several times on that far sideline, but he kept his feet, and is that going to be a Wahlert 1st down? They haven't made the call yet. There it is, 1st down Eagles. Whoa, my heavens.
Well, you got to like the effort of that little guy because he was hit and stopped several times, and He knew he had to get a first down, the third down situation, and he kept it going.
Matt Seamer at 5'10", 170 pounds, and I think that 170 may be with his uniform on and soaking wet. Two wide receivers to the far side, one to the near. Seamer will give it to the lone man in the backfield, and that's Clement. Troy Clement will pick up 5, the football at the City High 22-yard line. 8 minutes, 10 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter, and the tackle made by the nose tackle, Joey Miles.
Well, we talked about impressive drives of City High, and this is a real impressive drive by Wahlert themselves, finally being able to mix the passing a bit.
T.J. Kempf in there for that City High secondary. He comes out of this football game. And back deep, surveying everything, is Kevin Hart. And now the timeout is called. Kevin Hart, that free safety, really looking over that Wahlert offense. Dubuque Wahlert calls a timeout. We'll take one as well. 7:53 remaining in this football game. 24-14. Wahlert, they trail. City High, a 10-point lead. We'll be back in a moment on AM 800 KXIC. Welcome back to high school football. Second down and 6, the football at the City High 24-yard line. Troy Clement right up the gut. Troy Clement's going to have the first down, it looks like, up near the 15-yard line. City High with a 10-point lead, 24-14. That's the score right now. They're going to stop the clock. They're going to take a measurement of this one.
The side judge moved it back a little bit from what the man in the middle did. Doesn't look like he's got it on that one.
I don't think he does either. 7:42 remaining in this football game. Regina at Olin. That's the game that we'll have tomorrow night on KXIC. Some of the other games around eastern Iowa. East Buchanan playing at East Central. Lisbon at HLV. It will be West Liberty at West Branch. Wilton at Clear Creek Amana. Solon at Tipton. Comanche at Mount Vernon. Durant Bennett will be at Anamosa. Well, it will be a 3rd down and 1. The football at the City High 18-yard line. Big 3rd down play coming up here for the City High defense. They'll have 2 down linemen, Miles and Cunningham. 3 linebackers in there, and Seamer with it. Seamer is going to run the option. The tackle's missed. Seamer is going to be close to that first down. Shooting through and getting into that backfield for Iowa City High. The defensive end on that side, that may have been Rathke. Scott Rathke, I believe, busting his way in for Iowa City High. And that's going to be good enough for the first down. Matt Seamer on the option keeps it. First down for Dubuque Wahlert at the City High 17-yard line. A split backfield, wide receiver to the near side, one to the far. Seamer back to pass. Little dump over the middle. The pass is complete. Touchdown, Dubuque Wahlert. The tight end will bring it down. Ben Beecher, the tight end, a 17-yard touchdown pass for Matt Seamer. His 3rd of the season. Seamer's 3rd touchdown pass.
Oh, nice drive of their own, and being able to mix the passing a little bit really loosened up the defense and allowed them to do a lot of things.
Tim Pitts on to kick the extra point. We have a lot of time left, folks. 7:09 remaining. And City High with the lead. The snap, the kick, it's up, it's straight through. 24-21. The field goal of Scott Gordon. Very big right now. A 3-point lead for City High. We'll be back in a moment on AM 800 KXIC. Yes, sir.
Under the weather, send them the STG Chicken Soup Bowl Bouquet. Complete a soup bowl and tote bag. Or brighten up someone's day with the Pick Me Up Bouquet. It gives a lift with a colorful coffee mug and tote bag. To say a simple hello or I love you, say it with flowers from STG and People's Flowers in West Branch, Kelowna, 1st Avenue in Iowa City, and check out the new location at 130 East College Street.
Welcome back to high school football on AM 800 KXIC. Tim Pitts will kick it off, and it will be Jesse Holland returning it up to about the City High 35-yard line. First down for the Little Hawks. They have a 3-point lead, 7 minutes remaining in this football game. We do have a score for you. Cedar Rapids Jefferson trailing Dubuque Hempstead. Hempstead leading Jefferson 13-0 late in the fourth quarter. That game at Kingston Stadium in Cedar Rapids. Here at Dalzell Field, Mark Allen, Ladd Heath, Billy Williamson, 24-21, and the lead belongs to the City High Little Hawks. Jesse Holland up the middle. Jesse Holland breaks a tackle. Jesse Holland to midfield, and that's a big first down for City High as he crosses into Wahlert territory, and he touches the ball, and it's a 17-yard gain. And City High, they march this one down and put it in, Ladd. Sends a big message, and it may tie up this football game of victory for City High.
Well, you know the game plan's not going to be real fancy now. The clock is in City High's favor. Just over 6 minutes left. Jeff Holland's going to get the ball quite a bit.
Khalil Hill will split out to the near side. A two tight end set now for this City High football team, and it may just go right up the gut. Jesse Holland with the football. Holland's going to bounce off a tackle, but he won't bounce off the other one, and Holland may have lost a yard. In on the stop for Dubuque Wahlert, a new name, Peter Francos in on the stop, 6 foot, 158-pound senior from a defensive back position, really coming up very well and putting a stick on Jesse Holland.
Well, I'm sure that Wallert's going to find Holland every time. They know that he's going to get the ball and what City High wants to do here.
I formation in the backfield, wide receiver coming up to the far side. Price back to pass. Price over the middle. There's Mike Gavin, the tight end, and that's going to be good enough for a first down. Mark Seaton, the tight end. Mark Seaton, the tight end, and that's going to be close to a City High first down. They'll spot the football at about the Wahlert 37-yard line.
Yeah, it is a first down and moves the chains, and you run everybody in motion that way and then bring Seaton back across, and he was wide open.
That City High offensive line really trying to take charge of this football game.
Really are, and they've strung together a couple big first downs now and a couple more, and it'll be all over.
Tight end Mark Seaton comes to the near side. Tight end Mike Gavin to the far side. I formation in the backfield. The give will be to the first man through the hole, Nathan Haig. He spins away from a tackle, and Nathan Haig will pick up about 7 yards. It'll be second down and 3. The football at the Dubuque Wahlert 30-yard line, and the clock continues to run.
Oh, and those are some tough yards he's getting up inside there. Just a little counter back there with a guard lead, and he bounced off 3 or 4 people.
Nathan Haig has some tough yards here tonight with 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Bill Williamson, give us Nathan's stats for the game so far.
Nathan has 5 carries tonight, Mark, for just about 33 yards, and they have been some very tough yards, and he is just running right over people tonight, and he's just going straight ahead.
He's a junior. He'll be back next year. The give will be to Jesse Holland. Holland carries a couple of tacklers with him, and depending upon where they spot this one, this may be close to a first down.
I think he's got it.
And the clock stops with 4:42 remaining. This Wahlert student section, they have stayed on their feet this entire football game. That's going to be a first down, City High, and it is at the Wahlert 28-yard line. First and 10, City High at the Wahlert 28. Coach's Corner coming up Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. This week in Big Ten football at 9 a.m. And Hawkeye pregame at 1:35 this Saturday. The Hawkeyes welcome the Buckeyes. First and 10 deep in Dubuque Wahlert territory. 2 tight ends set, I formation. Here's Jesse Holland. He's got a lead blocker. Jesse Holland runs over his lead blocker. Nathan Haig out there blocking for him. And Holland and Haig collide. And Jesse's going to help Nathan up. And I think he may tell the junior, hey, you got to get out of the way.
Well, he laid the block on there, and the blocker fought him off pretty well, and thought Holland kind of thought he was going to move that guy. Instead, the defensive man stood him up and ran him right back into him.
Yeah, I think Nathan Haig's played a pretty good football game here tonight.
He certainly has.
And the Little Hawks, they have the lead. Now we have an official timeout on the football field, and we may have an equipment problem. P.J. Carney, one of the starting linebackers, is going to have to come off this field, and he's going to have to find himself a new helmet here pretty quick. Second down and 2, the football at the Wahlert 20-yard line. Well, he finds one, and now he'll come back on the field.
Getting nice of those people on the sideline to give up that helmet.
Well, I don't know if I'd give up my helmet. You give up your helmet, you're not going to get to play.
Anything for the team.
Yeah. Of course, the way I played, a helmet really didn't matter too much.
And some say you maybe played too many games without one.
Second down and 2, the football at the Wahlert 20-yard line, and City High is driving. City High, two possessions in this half, and they're looking to score on this, their second one. They scored on their first, and they will continue just to pound it right up the middle. Just off tackle, off tackle. That's going to be a first down, and it will cross. Well, I thought it crossed the 15. They'll spot it right at the 15-yard line of Dubuque Wahlert.
And the important thing is the clock keeps turning.
3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in this football game. 24-21, that's the score right now. Mark Allen, Ladd Heath, Bill Williamson from Dalzell Field. It's just been a fabulous night for high school football here in Dubuque. I formation in the backfield, 2 tight end set, wide receiver to the far side. They'll give it to Jesse Holland, and Holland stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. In on the stop, Eric Deidish coming in to make the play for Dubuque Wahlert from a defensive end position.
If Wallert's got timeouts to burn, I would think I would start taking them real quick here. I know they burned one early on. They should have 2 left, but this is getting down to crunch time.
Yep, they have 2 left, Ladd. 2:35 remaining here in this football game. Again, Dubuque Hempstead looks like they are winning that football game over Cedar Rapids Jefferson. So when you take a look at the standings, then Dubuque Hempstead next week against West High. Hempstead may be playing for a spot in the playoffs. Dubuque Hempstead now 5-3. Mitch Price on the keeper. Mitch Price going to that far sideline. He's going to get out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 5. That stops the clock at 2:14.
I would think since you're down here, you've got 3rd and 5, you're probably going to run the ball 2 more times. I don't think you're going to take a chance of kicking the field goal, anything like that. Keep the clock running. So I think you've probably got 2 downs to make this yardage.
3rd down and 6. The football at the 11. A big 2-down series coming up for the City High Little Hawks, and you can hear the Dubuque fans respond. Now, fellas, to be honest with you, this Dubuque crowd is good size. They've been quiet the majority of the night. 2 tight ends set, and the give will be to Jesse Holland. Holland will break his way up. First down, City High. He'll cross the 10-yard line.
And they got silent in a hurry.
Yeah, they did.
Just like an on-off switch there.
Dubuque Wahlert, they have put a lot of people into the stands, and they've been silent for the most part, but they made some noise there. 1st and goal to go, City High. Nice, tough run by Jesse Holland. And I think Bill Williamson is going to have to carry a couple of ones to get the final numbers on Jesse Holland here tonight. He has been the workhorse, no question. Hopefully Jason Regina will be back in time for the playoffs. 1:45 remaining here in this football game. 24-21. The lead belongs to City High. Holland with the carry. Holland will get up to about the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal to go. And we will have a timeout, Dubuque Wahlert. Wallert's going to take a timeout. 1 minute, 33 seconds remaining. 2nd and goal to go from the 2 coming up for City High. We're going to keep it right here. And tomorrow night, just to let you know, Iowa City Regina at Olin. Next Thursday night, we'll be right back up here at Dalzell.
Care of your own business and win these last couple out to assure yourselves of getting in.
Well, tomorrow night I'm looking forward to. Next Thursday night I'm looking forward to. Don't get me wrong, but next Friday night, West Branch at Williamsburg. That will be a Class 2A matchup for that district championship and the automatic berth. That's going to be a great football game. 2nd and goal to go, and they gave it to Nathan Haig. Haig gets up to the 1-foot line, and you could not get any closer without scoring the touchdown. Wallert's going to call their final timeout. 1:24 remaining. City High with the lead, 24-21. We'll keep it right here. We'll work our way through this timeout. We don't want to miss the score. 3rd down and goal to go, and put this game on ice. 24-21, City High with the lead. NFL Sunday doubleheader, don't forget about that. That also coming up on Sunday. It all gets underway at 11:30 with the NFL warm-up show. 3rd down and 1. Mitch Price will get under center. The Wahlert fans making some noise. I formation, 2 tight end set. Here comes Jesse Holland. Touchdown, City High. Mitch Price celebrates at the 30. And this one you might be able to put into the books. And another young man celebrating out there, Zach Butler, also getting it going into the end zone. 30-21, that's the score right now. 1 minute, 21 seconds remaining in this football game. City High is going to get the victory, fellas, but Dubuque Wahlert, under head coach Mike Cooper, they've come out, they've played an outstanding football game. In particular, their junior quarterback, Matt Seamer, their running back, Troy Clement, and the linebackers of Dubuque Wahlert, Callahan, Clement, and Carney, I thought played a pretty good football game. The extra point is blocked, smothered by City High, but the Little Hawks have a 9-point lead, 30-21, with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in this football game. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be right back with the ensuing kickoff. You're listening to high school football on AM 800 KXIC. Welcome back to high school football on AM 800 KXIC. Mark Allen and Bill Williamson, and Ladd Heath has the hooded sweatshirt up already.
It's getting cool.
It's getting a little chilly out there. That wind is coming off the old Mississippi. And Dubuque Wahlert will return the football up near their own 30-yard line, and they will take it over from there. 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining here in this football game, and City High with the lead, 30-21.
It's never easy coming to Dubuque to play a Wahlert team that always is big and strong, and they've had some epic battles, and this is one of them tonight. It was a struggle.
Well, a young man has just walked off the football field that I thought played a pretty good football game, and that is P.J. Carney from a linebacker position. Split backfield, and Matt Seamer gets under center. Seamer is back to pass. He'll send it over the middle, and the pass will be incomplete. Well, you got to be careful here, and I know, City High is not going to run the score up or anything like that, but 1 minute, 11 seconds remaining. Well, I guess about the only thing left maybe to put it in the air 3 times.
Well, it is, and it's something that Wahlert really has not had in their game plan a whole lot, has not really had to with Clemens, but they did such a nice job of it in the last drive through the ball, and, to be effective, I think you're going to have to be able to throw the ball a little bit.
The Little Hawks will move to 8-0 on the season. Dubuque Wahlert, they will move to 6-2, and Matt Seamer is crushed from behind in on the stop. My goodness, Dan Newmeyer came through untouched. Fumble on the play, and the Little Hawks recover. Mark Seaton comes up with it. 1:05 remaining, and it's academic from here on out.
Well, and Mark Seamer is going to feel that hit well into the weekend because that was big. Dan Newmeyer, 5'9", 211, laying the wood to him.
And Matt Seamer makes his way over to the sidelines, and he's going to take that helmet off, and I think he's looking at his friends right now. I don't know if he knows who they are.
I think he's
really took a pop.
Looking for the trainer is what I'd be looking for.
Timeout City High. They're going to make sure they have their house in order for the end of this one. City High football with 1:05 remaining. They lead it by 9. We'll be back in a moment on AM 800 KXIC. Hey, is Chris over there? Dave Chris? If he didn't stop by and say hi, I'd be pissed.
He's got the stocking cap on the clipboard.
Welcome back to high school football. Mark Allen, Bill Williamson, Ladd Heath. Clock running, 35 seconds remaining. And it's just a question now of just taking one more snap of the football and falling on the knee, and that is it. The City High Little Hawks, they'll have the victory. 25 seconds remaining in this football game, and they will unsort the pile of linemen now. 21 points for Dubuque Wahlert, 30 for Iowa City High. The final score is going to be 30-21. 10 seconds remaining, and the final seconds will just tick off, fellas. We wanted to come up here and see a good football game, and that's exactly what we saw.
Wallert's a very nice football team, very strong, do some things well, got a great back in Clemens. They just met a little bit stronger one in City High tonight.
And that will do it. This one is in the books. Iowa City High now 8-0 on the year. Dubuque Wahlert, they are 6-2. Bill Williamson, let's get some of the final tallies here. Mitch Price, a good night through the air for that senior quarterback of Iowa City High.
This evening he was 10 of 16 for 150 yards. Jess Holland was just an animal there with the football. 36 carries, 161 yards, 3 touchdowns. Nathan Haig played a very good game, 6 rushes for 34 yards, some very key blocks. Khalil Hill, 9 receptions for 140 yards. He also had 31 yards on some reverses. For Wahlert, Seamer was 3 of 9 for 50 yards and a touchdown. Clement had 20 carries, 149 yards, and 2 scores.
It was a good football game, fellas. Lots of fun. Thanks for coming by. 30.